Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. My name is Laura for those of you that do not know, and today I'm finally going to be talking about the Looking for Alaska TV show. If you guys don't know me, hi, my name is Laura, and Looking for Alaska by John Green is my favorite book of all time. And when I found out it was going to be a TV show on Hulu, an 8-episode miniseries, I was super excited but equally hesitant about the whole thing, because obviously if you have a favorite piece of work, a favorite book, piece of literature, whatever it may be, you want it to be done right, with justice, correctly, accurately. Like, you just want all of the things. You have so many hopes and wishes for whatever that is, and I've been let down a fair amount in my time when it comes to my favorite books being turned into movies or shows or what it be, you know, whatever. And in the case of Looking for Alaska, this has been a book that's been my absolute favorite for easily 7 years. It's just my favorite book. I've always felt so highly connected to it, and just, I don't know, the language, all the motifs, everything about it is just amazing, and it makes it so special to me, and it's always been such a special book to me. And so obviously going into this show, I was very nervous. I've been very lucky in the past when it comes to John Green adaptations. However, Paper Towns and The Fault in Our Stars, two of my other favorite books, both became movies and were both brilliant. So I was very happy about that. But this is different. This is a show. It's on Hulu. I didn't know what to expect. But I was very positive after seeing the cast, after seeing the trailer, all that kind of stuff. And I'm here to tell you today that I absolutely loved the TV show adaptation. I thought it was incredible. I'll get into it, but I absolutely loved it, and I don't think they could have done any better of a job with it, which is such an amazing feeling considering it's my favorite book. Like, I'm so blown away by this show, and if you have not watched it yet, I highly recommend, if it's available for you to watch, go watch it. I literally binged it in one sitting, sans one episode, because I didn't want to finish it. I just wanted to save some for later. But guys, it was incredible. If you've not read the book, if you've not watched the show, do it. Please do it. I know maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everyone loves, you know, YA, coming of age, like whatever kind of stories. But there's something special about this story in particular, and I love it so much, and I'm just so blown away. I don't know what I'm really going to get into in this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the book in comparison to the show, and just my overall thoughts on a bunch of different stuff. I did not plan this. I have nothing written down, nothing prepared. I just wanted this to be a little bit of a casual chat with you guys about my feelings. I know you guys have been waiting for this, because obviously I've been talking a little bit here and there about the show since they announced it earlier this year. So obviously I just want to kind of let all the feelings out and talk with you guys about how amazing this show is. And of course I want to hear all of you guys' feelings as well. So if you've watched the show, definitely let me know what your thoughts on it are down below. If you haven't watched it, go watch it and then come back and you can join the discussion. So, okay, first of all, first and foremost, this show was casted like a dream, like so perfect. Originally when I saw the cast, I was like, okay, like, I don't know, maybe, yeah, this works. At the time when I found out who was playing Alaska and Pudge, I had never seen Charlie or Christine in anything. Then I had seen Christine in The Society, and I was like, okay, I really like her. But I just was a little hesitant, because, you know, this story has always existed in my mind for the past however many, 6-7 years. And thinking of, like, it actually being a physical person now, like these characters are actually physical people, it's scary. But as soon as I started watching the show, as soon as I started the first episode, I was extremely pleasantly surprised by how much Charlie Plummer embodied that of Miles Halter. Like, he just became Miles Halter, and it was such a wonderful thing to see, because I was a little bit nervous, because he's just one of my favorite characters of all time. And so to see him displayed so accurately, so perfect, I was just blown away by that. As well as with Alaska, Christine did a wonderful job embodying Alaska, and just brought her character that has so much life and crazy attributes alive in a way that I don't think anybody else could have done so well. So I'm just so thankful to both of them. And also all of the side characters were incredible. The Colonel, I think his name is Kenny in real life. He was so good. Like, he was actually one of my favorite characters. Reading the book, yes, but watching it, he was like, whenever he was on the screen, I was just like, okay, like, this is gonna be a great scene. His acting was so good. His emotion that he could portray through his character and just everything, the humor, it was just so good. Like, it was so good. I love them. Takumi, you know, all the rest, Sarah, even the guys, everyone was great. Like, Laura, I loved everybody, and I just thought they were all so well captured. And I think that has a lot to do with, you know, them preparing for the roles and this or that, but also the fact that they just kept the script so closely accurate to the book. Like, I can't even imagine it being more accurate. Like, yes, there were a few scenes that were different here and there, but they weren't so different that it changed the message. It didn't change the themes, the story, anything like that. It was just so good, and everything else was just so accurate to a T. It honestly amazed me how many times I noticed that they pulled direct dialogue from the book. I was like, this scene is verbatim the same in the book, which I feel like is so rare when you watch a movie of an adaptation. You know, often it's pretty similar, but to have literally line after line after line being the exact same. I noticed that specifically in the scene where she talked about her name and how she named herself Alaska. I was like, oh my god, this is exactly like the book. So there was just so many moments like that that I just appreciated so much as a reader, that I was like, oh my god, like, this is just so perfect. Like, they're nailing it. And I really, really loved seeing that. I just thought it was so great. When Hulu announced that Looking for Alaska would be an 8-episode miniseries, I didn't think much of that. I was like, okay, like, that should be fun. Like, I'm excited to see how that goes. Because most times, you know, you see like a movie adaptation or maybe a TV show, but a miniseries, 8 episodes, I was kind of like, okay, I don't really know what they're gonna do with that. I just have to say, I've never been so grateful for somebody, I don't know who it was, whoever you are, that was like, this would be a show way better than it would be a movie. Just thank you. Thank you so much, because honestly, the fact that it progressed so perfectly well over this 8-episode spectrum, if it was a movie, it would have only been the length of 2 episodes. So there's no way they could have fit everything into a movie in the same way that they fit it into this show. So I just have to sit here and just be so thankful to whoever it was that decided to make this a show and not a movie. You did right. You did something right, because if it was a movie, it just would not have hit in the same way it did as it being a show, because the show just gave it the correct amount of time to progress. It had everything that was needed to make everything tie together in the end, and it was so well done as a show. Like, I can't imagine it being in any other, you know, form. So I'm just really glad that it worked so well. It fit so perfect. All of the scenes and everything in tandem together just worked so well, and I'm just so happy about that. Not only were the characters and the scenes and everything like that so similar and wonderfully done, but even like the sets and the way that things were filmed, everything was so weirdly like taken out of my mind. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but it's like I saw Pudge and the Colonel's bedroom and I was like, yes, like, that's what it looks like, with their coffee table and their bunk beds, and like seeing Alaska's room with all the books, and when Alaska got, you know, her like Boone's Farm wine and like all of the things that make her her, and it was just so weirdly like visual to me. I was like, I feel like I've seen this. The classroom, so many instances that I was just like blown away. The smoking hole, so many instances where I was just like, oh my god, I feel like I've seen this before. Like, that's how accurate. Like, the fact that John Green could paint a picture in his own head, and it came to my head, and it came to the head of those making, you know, like all of the sets. Like, I was even talking to my friend Lex about this, and she was like, yeah, like, it's weirdly like, have I seen this before? And I was like, I know, like, it's so weirdly like the same. Everything is just how I pictured it. Like, who is ever going to win more than me right now? Like, unless Looking for Alaska is also your favorite book, I don't know who's getting a better adaptation than I am right now, because it was just so perfect. I'm so glad that I get to sit here and tell you guys how perfect it was, because it was. And if you guys disagree, I would love to hear why, because I personally I loved it, and just, oh my god, I don't know, the emotion, everything about it, Alaska's death, the scene in, you know, the auditorium when the eagle tells them that she died. oh my god, it was just so good and so accurate. I literally, starting from episode like 6 on, was just a sobbing mess. It was so wild. At the end of the show, when Pudge talks about Thomas Edison's last words and he says it's very beautiful over there, I started sobbing. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if I was just sad because the show was over, but it almost made me like hesitant to make this video because I was like, oh my god, how am I this emotional about this? And I think it's just because like this book means so much to me, and like the fact that they could put it on screen and do so much justice to it, like the fact it had all of my favorite things in it. I go to Secret Grade Perhaps is my favorite quote, and I love it so much. You shall love your crooked neighbor with your crooked heart. Like, those are things that mean so much to me. A lot of the lines, you know, Alaska says, Miles says, and they incorporated so much, like having the labyrinth, how will we ever get out of this labyrinth of suffering? If we were rain, I'd be drizzle, she'd be hurricane. Like, all of those lines were just embedded, and it wasn't even like them trying so hard to get like, I go to Secret Grade Perhaps and like drizzle and hurricane. That wasn't like they were trying hard. It just felt natural. But the fact that they were able to get all of those elements so perfectly fit into the show, like it just worked so well. It worked so well. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm talking in circles, but I don't know what else to say other than I could not be any more happy with this adaptation, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy. But yeah, I think just the most shocking part of it all is how accurate it is to how I pictured it in my mind, and just how well done the characters were. And I just thought everyone was casted so well, to a point where it was almost freakishly weird. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just feel like I wanted to get my feelings out there. I could probably make a better video where I like sit and dissect everything and tell you like this scene and this scene were my favorite and this part was really good because of this. Like, I could do that, and I could, if you want me to, I could do that. But I just feel like it's more authentic to just talk about the experience and my like guttural reaction to watching this show, and that's exactly it. It's just really emotional and wonderful and very thankful. Like, weirdly enough, I'm feeling so thankful for this show right now, because if more people are gonna watch it, then my favorite story ever gets to be, you know, told to more people than who have read the book. So I'm really appreciative of that, and I'm sure John Green is also. But yeah, it's my favorite. If you have only watched the show and you haven't read the book, I highly recommend it. If you liked it, it's the same exact thing. It's literally the same. However, it's in John Green's beautiful writing, and it's wonderful. I just love it. It's always been my favorite. It will always be my favorite ever. So yeah, it's really special to me that this became a show and that I got to see it, you know, all played out on TV. And I feel really grateful for that, and I hope you guys liked it as much as I did. I want to hear what you guys thought. Even if you hated it, I'd love to hear why. Not saying I could ever agree with you, but I'd love to hear like your actual thoughts, your first responses, what you think of the casting, the characters, everything. I loved everything. Like, there's not even one critique that I have. Like, there was some differences, but I don't even care about those because I just thought it was done so well. It was weirdly similar to reading the book. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling on because I know I'm just talking in circles about, like, I could talk in circles about Looking for Alaska for hours because it's just my favorite. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching me just talk on and on about probably nothing. Like, probably nothing. But thank you. I love you. But for now, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.